Morning everyone, and welcome to today's trading analysis of Bitcoin and XRP. And in light of this massive dollar dominance, let's see what happened in the crypto space in the last few days and what we can possibly expect going forward. I've done a little bit of longer term analysis, and the idea is just for myself, just to have some projections. I've done a lot of research, and there's a lot of things that can change in this picture, so please don't take this as gospel, but this is just my view at the moment of where things could go. I'm not saying it's going to go this way, just it could go this way. The cyclical analysis and also the time horizons from the previous lows and highs and bear markets and bull markets, it appears that a good target for an ultimate low could be toward the end of the third quarter, which could be around September. We could potentially see a little bit of a relief rally in the next few weeks, just back to the 21 moving average, possibly get rejected there, and then the final down leg. For me, anything between 27 and 20 could be a good buy zone if this scenario plays out. On the daily scale, you can kind of see that we're off in a bit of a falling wedge formation. There is a little bit of a divergence, and we could potentially see a bit of that, a breakout there. This is the relief rally I'm talking about. Will probably not be too high, and then further downside. So at the moment, you can potentially look at the next few weeks as a way for you to get out if you wanted to take advantage of a potential down leg. And then on the 4 hour, you can see this divergence clearly playing out where in this falling wedge. So a potential upside breakout of this is definitely on the cards. We'll see how that works out. One of the reasons I've changed my mind quite drastically recently is if you look at the funding rates, you see even though the funding rate was negative at that point, and I was hoping for a bit of a short squeeze, you can see that when the funding rate was negative, we had a short squeeze there, short squeeze there, short squeeze there. But we never got the short squeeze over here, and the funding rate has gone into the positive territory again. Now that can happen. You can see that in this case there was quite a bit of a negative funding, a little bit of upside, not major, and then further downside. That happens. So that just means that it's building, and then would possibly be an even bigger short squeeze at a later stage. But for now, it is clear to me that there is not much buying going on. Going into the on-chain analysis, Bitcoin reserve is still falling. I've taken it all the way from January this year. The amount of Bitcoin on the exchanges are still falling. It's on a really low. But what is notable also is that you can see that stable coins are also falling. You can see that the market cap of stable coins, or for example US dollar coin, USDC, is also falling. So it means people are taking their money out of crypto, and that's quite significant. And then you can see that there's also a net flow of stable coins going out of exchanges. So there's less coins on exchanges, there's less Bitcoin on exchanges, there's less stable coins on exchanges. There's a big net outflow of exchanges at the moment. Funding rates, you can see again, this is a different chart presenting the funding rates. You can see on the lows it was quite negative, and then it's quite positive on the highs. Again, negative, negative, negative. But this negative never played out into some sort of a upward move, and we can see we're back into the positive now. And you can see that there was a big outflow of Bitcoin. That did happen before, just before a massive down leg, but generally there's a massive outflow of Bitcoin. So I don't know if people are acquiring or what they are doing, but that's something to note. XRP has got the same on the weekly chart. We still have this massive divergence playing out, higher lows forming with lower lows on the weekly scale. That's the only positive sign. We are in this support zone. We are right at the bottom. A breakthrough here will be very bad, unfortunately. So I'm hoping that maybe in the next week, looking at the daily chart, that is quite oversold. Maybe a bit of a relief rally to the bottom of this, maybe down to 70 US cents, and then further downside. The same on the 4-hour chart. You can see that it looked like it was an inverse head and shoulders forming there, but it got rejected quite clearly. Just once again shows how weak crypto is at the moment. I've got the same sort of analysis that I've taken from the S&P. I can't take credit for this dates. This is taken from a guy that I follow, Steve Miller, and this is his cyclical analysis that are pointing that the June end of May, June will be a sort of a cycle top, and then there will be cycle bottoms down towards this. So these are just indicator for me to see if this plays out. It would make me feel more confident in my trading. As soon as things change, maybe it goes straight down or straight up, I would delete these and change my analysis. But for now, this will be as what it stands. Depending on the news today from the Fed, how they're going to raise the interest rates, if they're going to raise it by 25 basis points or 50 basis points, how the market will react, possibly have a bit of upside before the further down leg. The real issue here is the US dollar. The US dollar is absolutely pumping. All the weaker currencies are taking a beating. The rand has fallen over 10% in the last week. The US dollar is just pumping, and we have to really look at that. So I've taken a really long view on the US dollar and think, possibly by September the US dollar could go all the way up to 110. You can see that every time the weekly scale, the Dixie is overbought, there is a bit of a relief rally. You can see there was a big sort of red candle before it went further up. There it went down, there it went down, here it went down. It's not necessarily going to go down too much, so it could potentially just form something like a bull flag. So if you look at it like this, it could do something like a bull flag like that, and then further up. But unfortunately, when you look at the really short time frames, like a 4-hour chart, you can see it's still making high lows with low lows on the RSI. It looks like it's making an ascending triangle, and right now it actually looks like it just wants to continue its way up. So the US dollar is the one, is the catalyst that's causing all the mayhem, and if the US dollar is going to continue like this, we should expect continued pressure on crypto and the stock market. On the bot trading front, I had to change my parameters. Finally, I went to a 2070 configuration on the 30-minute chart, and a 2070 configuration on the 4-hour chart for the remainder. So I buy 50% on the 30 minutes, and then the remainder on the 4-hour chart. After a sustained amount of beatings I've had by buying at the 30 and trying to sell at the 70, I finally capitulated and reset my settings. And this morning I see that I had a nice buy at this dip here, and hopefully this will play out at a nice little profit for me. Even though the bots are there to trade on your behalf, the bots are not intelligent. All they do is they trade on the parameters you have set for it. So it is continual massaging of these parameters based on the market conditions. And currently we are below this 50-day moving average. So a more bearish outlook is definitely something that have to be taken into consideration. So yes, all in all, I have taken quite a bit of crypto off the market for me. I'm in a 50-50 position, 50% cash and 50% in crypto. I used this weekend's little rally to sell out about the remaining. I had about 65% over the weekend, so, or 70% or something like that. And I've gone into a 50-50 position. And the reason for that is if there is any dips coming now, or any downside, I would like to be able to take advantage of that. But being a bull by heart, I would never go below 50% of my crypto position, because tomorrow morning we can wake up with good news coming from Elon Musk tweeting that he is accepting XRP or something as a payment method, and XRP will double overnight, and I would like to be part of that rally. So therefore I will always have about 50% of my holdings in crypto, but the other 50% is what I trade with, and at the moment I am fully liquid in that position. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, and let's see you on the next one.